In today's video, I'm going to be showing you that you can make your own creature baits at home and go catch fish on it. I'm going to make the creature baits in this video, then we're going to get out in the water and we're going to fish them, and I'm going to show you, prove to you that you can make your own baits, your own soft plastics, your own custom colors, your own creations, get out on the water and catch fish. And guys, there's a bunch of stuff down in the description of today's video, different links, different discount codes, and my affiliate link to the Do It Molds website. That's the only way that Do It Molds knows that I sent you. So if you're going to go buy anything or check out the website, please go through that affiliate link so that way they know that I sent you. This little guy right here, this is the McGrady Newt. It's a little tiny bait, and it mimics off of the Do It Molds Boss Hog mold. This little bait right here is going to be deadly, I think, on a drop shot. I think it's going to be really good on a little Carolina rig. Split shot it. I think you can do a ton of different things with it. That little tail on the backside is going to do a lot of work for you. It's going to be small. It's going to be great for those finesse applications. In today's video, we're going to be making these little McGrady Newts for myself. I'm going to be adding them to the boat, adding them to the lineup, so that way I can go out there and show you guys that you can, in fact, catch fish on this bait. And then guys, to start off, we're going to be using this watermelon green X2 colorant from Do It Molds. This is the colorant we're going to use to create the base color. I want a watermelon color. I'm going to add a little bit of salt in there. I'm going to add some flake in there. Don't know exactly what flakes. I'm kind of debating on whether I should put some purple in there, maybe some copper. Not exactly sure, but we're going definitely with a watermelon. The water around where I live and where I'm most likely going to go fish is clear, so that watermelon plays a big factor. All right, so this is what our Plastisol looks like now that it's heated up. It's got that nice green hue, very translucent. I think I want to brown it up just a little bit because it's overly green for what I want. So we're going to add a little bit of brown. This brown is pretty translucent as well, so it shouldn't affect it too much. So we'll see what that does. It should darken it just a little bit, but not a lot. It did it a little bit. You probably can't tell on camera, so we're going to add a little bit more in. That should probably do it. I'm sure the audio is not quite as good. My lav mic ran out of battery, so we're having to use the regular battery on the camera, or the regular microphone on the camera, which isn't as good. But hopefully it'll get charged up and we'll be able to use it again here soon. So we're going to run with that as our base, and then we'll get some flake in there and kind of see how everything comes together. So the first flake color that we're going to add in there is some purple. And this is going to be about a 1/4 teaspoon of purple flake in there. I'm going to stir it in there. I like purple in my baits for whatever reason. Usually the flake colors really boil down to personal preference. I don't think the bass actually, look at your bait and go, well, there's not enough purple flake in there, so I'm not going to eat it. But I mean, you never really know. I have confidence when my bait has purple in it. I also like copper flake a lot too, especially at the desert lakes around me. But that's looking pretty good. It's a fair amount of purple flake in there. So you know what? I am going to add some copper in there. And I'm going to start with a little bit of copper because the copper does tend to change the tint of the Plastisol. And so far I'm liking what I have. So I don't want to put too much copper in there. It actually kind of gives it a cool little hue to it. We're going to add a little bit more in there. Just a little tiny bit more. I don't like a ton of flake in my baits. I just like a little bit just so it pops a little bit. Some people really like flake. But I'm not a huge fan of it. That's a fair amount of flake in there, but it's not like essentially a glitter bait. Once we get this poured up, I think it'll, dole out some of that flake a little bit, but when you see it on the knife, it definitely looks like a fair amount of flake. But I think this color is turning out really good. All right, so the last thing that we're going to do is add in some salt. This is going to basically be about 1/8 of a cup of salt into 2 cups of Plastisol. So it's not that much salt, but it will change the hue just slightly. Hopefully I still like the hue that it ends up being, but I don't think it's going to change it a dramatic amount. but it will change it slightly. That's not a ton of salt, but I like a little bit of salt because I like them to have a little bit of weight and a little bit of density to them. So I like to add salt in most of my baits. All right, so the Plastisol is ready to go. Here's our final color. I think it turned out really, really well, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. We're gonna get our injector, suck up all this Plastisol. We got 4 of the McGrady Newt molds. Should be fine with this smaller 4-ounce injector. Two of them. 3 of them. Here we are with our 4th. All right, so it's time to take our clamps off and check out what our baits look like. I've only made a handful of these, so I don't know exactly all the ins and outs of the mold, but I've had a couple issues getting some of the little like turn spots right here, whatever you want to call them, like the little arms on there. I've had trouble on a couple of them getting those to fill in all the way. So I shot this pretty hot and I shot it pretty fast, and this one turned out really good. So there's our next one. That one turned out really good too. This color turned out really good. It doled out the watermelon a little bit, which I'm okay with. This is definitely a good natural looking bait and one that will definitely get bit in clear water and even a little bit of stained water. Color like this is just always one that you can have at the ready and, you know, get bit on all the time. And then here's our 4th one right here. And again, this one turned out really good. I also had a couple that didn't want to fill in the very bottom of the tail. So filling this in a little bit hotter and a little bit faster definitely was good. It got everything to fill in really well, and I got complete pours on every single one. Okay, so we're gonna make another run of these McGrady Newts. Plastisol looks nice and hot. Get our injector and suck up all that Plastisol. Go to the number 1, fill it in. Top it off. Number 2. And number 3. And I just realized I wasn't paying attention to how I was pouring as much as I did on the last one. So hopefully they all filled in, but this last one should have filled in. It's still pretty hot, and I think I did it pretty fast, so hopefully they still, you know, turned out the way I'm wanting them to. All right, so we are going to take our clamps off and check out the next batch of McGrady Newts that we just poured up. Get my knife and pop each one open. Get that first one out. This one poured up pretty good. Everything filled in nicely. Go ahead and get number 2 out. And once again, this one turned out pretty good also. Nice and filled in, complete pour. Number 3 turned out really good also. And there we go, we got number 4 filled in all the way as well. These baits turned out really good. So pretty cool little baits right there. Nice little green pumpkin, a watermelon color with some flake in there. I'm pretty confident that these are gonna go out and catch fish, and I'm about to go get out on the lake right now and show you guys that you can catch fish on your own custom soft plastic baits that you make in your own garage, in your living room if you wanted to, out on the back patio, wherever you wanna go out and make your own baits. You can make them, you can catch fish on them, and the different colors that you can make and the different custom creations is pretty much endless. All right, guys, so here's the conditions. The air temperature is probably in the low to mid 40s. Water temps are in the mid 50s. It says 54.4. So cold winter weather, at least for San Diego. It's not that cold for some of you guys, but it's cold for us. This is about as cold as it gets. Maybe January gets a little bit colder. The mornings can get into the 30s, 20s at the very, very coldest. But we're just gonna go fishing. I was out here last week and it sucked for me. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even make a video because it was so bad. But hopefully we can get some redemption on these fish today, get out here, catch some bass. So we're gonna try to figure this puzzle out together. So let's get it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go. Caught one on the McGrady Newt. Feels like a little guy. Just poured these up literally yesterday, guys. I got a video coming soon to make these. Oh, get in the boat. Not a big one, but we got one. Right in the top of the mouth, just like you want. Little McGrady Newt just sticking out of his mouth right there. Great little color. But not bad. I'll take that. Grinding this morning. Finally got one on the drop shot. I've thrown a jerkbait, I've thrown a crankbait, I've thrown 2 different jigs, and then I finally got bit on the old drop shot with the McGrady Newt on there. Cool little bait right there, guys. So this bait that I'm throwing right here, guys, you can make it yourself. It's a do it mold. It's called the McGrady Newt. I've had my eye on it for a long time and just never pulled the trigger and got it. But I recently obviously did, and poured some of them up, and this is literally, I think, my first time throwing them, and got bit. I think you can throw it on a drop shot. I think you could throw it on a Carolina rig, split shot. You can do a lot of different things with this bait. Super versatile. I got it in a really natural color, this green pumpkin, kind of a watermelon color. It's got purple and copper flake in it, and got the job done right there. Hopefully we can get some more bites. It's been a little bit of a tougher morning, but we got one in the boat, so hopefully that'll get us going, and we can start putting a few more in here. There we go, another one on the drop shot. I don't think it's big, but at least it's another bite. I think it might be bigger than the last one, or at least it's fighting better than the last one. Hopefully we get it in. It was such a subtle bite. Barely felt it. There we go, number 2 on the day. The little McGrady Newt does it again, guys. I'm liking this little bait so far. A couple fish in the morning. This one's a little bit better than the last one. Got a little bit more weight on him. McGrady Newt does it, guys. A little drop shot bait. The old free rig. The old free rig, guys. Not bad. There we go. Another one on the free rig. Free rig and the McGrady Newt. Free rig and the McGrady Newt. Little guy again. I wish I could catch a bigger fish, but at least there's something pulling now. It's taken all day to finally get a couple bites. Real quick though, I want to talk to you guys about my free rig setup I got going on right now. Got the Daiwa Tatula SVTW 103, 12-pound test, canine fishing fluorocarbon, 7.3 medium heavy, 6 unicorn rod, super light, super sensitive. 12-pound test line, half-ounce free rig, and then the McGrady Newt that I make myself with my dual mold, and then a 3/0 EWG style hook. Great little combo. It's the only thing that I can get consistent bites on out here today. They haven't been big, but you know, at least they're pulling. There we go, stay on. Stay on there, fish. This is the best one of the day. Best one of the day. There we go. There we go. Free rig, best one of the day. The old McGrady Newt, getting it done out here, guys. It's a cool little bait. Making with the dual mold. Free rig right there, guys. Green pumpkin McGrady Newt. Catches them, guys. It's a good little bait. Well, I hope this makes you a little bit more comfortable to get into the tackle making hobby or buy some new molds or something like that, because you can definitely make your own baits. You can definitely catch fish on baits that you make yourself. Check out the description of this video to see all the different links and stuff that you need in order to make your own custom tackle. I use all Do It Molds products, so check that out. Make sure to use the affiliate link that's down in the description so they know that I sent you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.